Hi, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic, and today I want to just quickly talk about my junk journal, and I'm also going to walk you through the layout that I've just done today as well. So I did think I'd already shared this with you, but I think it was just on Instagram actually, so I haven't shared this with you before, I don't think. This is an old diary from 2017 that I thought I would repurpose, and just really as a way of using up some old scraps of paper, some supplies, that kind of thing. So I made myself a little cover just with some alphas that I got. Although it says 2019, I probably only started this halfway through the year, back in July or so. So these are just a couple of pages that are already in. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about these, but it gives you a flavour really of what I've done. So the pages are roughly 8 by 4 each, and I'm actually loving this size of paper anyway. So as well as just using up little scraps, you'll see this is what I'm going to talk through now. It's just another way of putting some layouts in together. So I'll go straight to the layout for today. Like I said, this is just another way that I'm planning on storing. You can see I'm going to get quite thick and messy quite soon, but my plan is just to chop some of these sections of paper out because there's no way I'll be able to use every sheet in that, and that's really not the intention. It was just somewhere different to store. So onto the layout. Now I decided today to do another layout in the junk journal because I've got so many photographs that I printed off. Some of them are quite old that I thought I'd better just make a start and get through some of them. Now whilst the junk journal is really meant to be for my scraps and to use up some just odd bits and sods, I did decide to use this collection because I've got so much still of the ephemera left, and I thought I'll use some of the sheets that are not exactly my favourite. So in other words, I know I'm not going to probably use these 2 pages in any other layout, so I thought I would use these in the junk journal rather than in, say, a 12 by 12, because I don't think I would ever even cut out some of those phrases to use either. Now each side of these books is 8 by 6, which is again another reason why I thought of using this particular paper pad and using it some of the sheets that are my least favourite. So I've just cut those down to size slightly because I know I've got a margin. I just need to cover up some of that text that was in the book beforehand. And I'm just grabbing a couple of photos as well now. So I'm just picking up one that actually was just a quote that I'd seen, I think on Facebook or Instagram. I tend to screenshot quotes that I like and just print them off whenever I'm doing a batch of photos for our project life. And then the other picture is a photo of my daughter, which I absolutely adore. I had this on my background on my iPhone for so long, so of course I needed to use this, and perfect for this collection of paper as well. Lots of nice positivity around this collection, as well as the words that I've got in the quote as well. So my layout's probably going to be a little bit pink, not a colour I do normally use, and I'm just pulling out again some more pieces of paper here to use just to put a bit of a frame around my photo. So keeping with the pink theme here from the right side of the layout, I'm just going to use some of this now just to add a little bit of a border around the photo. And as you can see here, I'm just ripping off the bottom side of it just to add a little bit more interest rather than just cutting it with the paper trimmer all the way around. And that just helps the picture to stand out amongst that messy background with all of the kind of graffiti style paper pattern of that. Now I realise as I'm doing this I've pulled out 2 dotty pages, so hell, that ain't gonna work, is it? So I managed to just about squeeze this quote on the rest of that pink paper that I was just using for the photograph, which is very lucky indeed. So I go back now and think, well, what other piece of paper can I use from my pad, and just having a quick look through those as well. I feel like I need a bit of white because there is a lot of white on the left hand side of the layout, so again, to make it a bit more cohesive, I'm just making sure that both sides are very similar, and that's where the white comes into this. So again, just trimming that down and just ripping on the left side, just because when I backed it with the pink paper there wasn't enough to rip underneath, so again just keeping that theme going with that. Now I did take it away, and you can see here that I did stitch around as well on my sewing machine. With the quote I just did a few diagonal lines actually in the top and bottom just to keep it in place. There wasn't enough space with that paper border being so tiny to stitch all the way around, but I'm happy with that. It looks really good the way it is. And I'm just picking up some of these stickers as well now just to try and do a bit of embellishing. Now, I absolutely love this one here. It says, "No one is you, and that is your power." Again, a lovely positive quote, and I think it's a great reminder for all of us. So I'm adding that into the photo itself. There isn't really anywhere else to put it with, again, with the graffiti paper background that I've got. Now I'm picking up other bits of the collection here, thinking what else can I do, because this sticker set, there's heaps in it, but it's quite I don't know if it's vellum or it's quite translucent, so you can see through it, and I really needed something a little bit more solid for these paper patterns. So I moved from using off those sticker sheets and onto this quite big one. Now I have to say the crafting gods have not been on my side today. I've done about 4 layers, and with each one there's been a little bit of a problem. So on one of them my battery died on my iPhone, and then another one the storage was just full. So again, just stopped recording without me even noticing it, to be honest. Another one that I completely ruined with some watercolours, and even with this one as well, I ran out of my tape runner and my adhesive when it came to actually sticking it in the journal, so I had to nip out to Spotlight, get some more refills for my tape runner. So no surprise here, as you can see me doing this layout, that I probably just didn't have the right mojo or mindset. I kept sticking things down, changed my mind, moving things around. Really didn't feel the way it should have done for me, but I thought, you know what, it's for my junk journal, and I just needed to get some creative juices flowing, because I've not actually been crafting for quite some time since my trip to England. So you can see me here. I originally put that little girl power sticker on and realised it really needed a border behind it, because it was just getting lost again in that background. And I'm just revisiting what I've done really. It changed my mind, not quite sure on placement of things, and in the end I decided, you know what, I just got to commit, and it is what it is. I really wanted to play with some mixed media today, which is why you see me now getting out some of my Kaiser Mist. These have got a gorgeous little iridescent shimmer to them, and I thought I'd pulled out the pink one, and this was a darker one, it was my purple one. But again, sometimes you just got to go with these things. So I thought what I'd do on this side, because it was a little bit dark, I just decided to rub it down and just to dampen it a little bit more. So not much of a mixed media project that I was aiming for, but I did manage to get my hands dirty with that, which was good. And as you can see here now, I'm just deciding to do the bottom of it as well, so just take some of that background away from it. And that's more or less my layout done. Unfortunately, you don't see me stick the sticker back down or put it back in the book, but as I said, unfortunately my phone died as I was recording, but there it is. I'm really pleased with the overall result actually, and it's a great little page in my junk journal. Hey, thanks for watching. If you've got any comments about this video, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. That way YouTube knows to recommend similar ones for you. And finally, if you'd like to see more from me, and I hope so, please subscribe by clicking the link below. I post new content every weekend.